In this video, we're going to talk about the cost structure section of your business model canvas, and it completes the left side of the canvas, and it takes into account all the key activities and resources so that once you understood and documented, hey, what is truly important for my business, you can start to examine, does it fit with the cost structure? So you'll have a complete picture, and most importantly, what is a good takeaway here is that it should all work together. And you've seen this theme repeat, is that a plan for one part of your business is fine, but it must work together with other parts of your business. That's the key of modeling. Every piece in almost anything you build, whether it's buildings or cars, a piece by itself, sure, it's fine, but it must work well together with the other pieces. That's designing, that's modeling, and that's going to be the important part here with the cost structure. So you must identify with your key resources and things like that, what are your biggest costs? Are they fixed costs, like employee salary, or variable costs? The fixed costs are obviously easy to account for and predict, and the variable costs, they're hard to predict. And one very important thing to think through, is your business a cost-driven business or a value-driven business? I'll give you examples. So a cost-driven business is a very good example of that is the service industry. Whether you're doing marketing services or cleaning services, well, you have a cost of producing that service. It's a certain amount of hours by either you or by your employee. And if it takes longer and you price the service at a certain rate, so if you take longer to do the service, your profits erode. And if you take extra long time, your profits turn into losses because you have to pay your employees or you personally spend too much time. So that's the service business. And what you have to do in a service business is to minimize your costs. Maybe train your employees better so they do more work in less time. Right away, that's an increase in profit. So that's the service industry. It's a very common example of a cost-driven business because you must minimize your cost. The value-driven business is more like an innovative business or a high-end service where, let's say you're an innovative startup. Well, you've got to spend a lot of money on research and development, on experimentation up front so that you can innovate or that you can create best-in-class product. Then you win with the value that you end up with. So that's the difference. Now I'll go over what your common biggest costs will be so you can know what to expect. Typical large costs are employee salaries, which include legal costs. Legal costs can be variable costs, but employee salaries are obviously set for the most part. And especially if you have a brick and mortar business, you cannot escape employee salaries almost. And of course, if you're an innovative company, research and development, opportunity expansion, marketing, those are all large costs. If you have a brick and mortar company, again, rent, furniture, remodeling, utilities, also inventory or supplies can be a large cost for you. And I want to bring your attention to some things that might not feel like they might be large costs, but in fact they are. And these are things you don't assume you'll have, but many people end up having, which is inefficiencies in your business processes, like hiring the wrong people, training them incorrectly, doing certain things not in an optimal way, or pursuit of wrong strategies. Let's say, for example, your best marketing strategy is to pursue SEO, and that would be your winning strategy, but you pursue Instagram instead. I don't know if it's right, if it's wrong. For different businesses, different things are right, but this is an example. Well, if you pursue Instagram for 3 months, and then you realize, oh, that wasn't optimal for me, then guess what? That was a tremendous cost for you. Cost not only in time and effort, but also in the missed clients. Okay, you could have had more clients if you chose the right path. And the same is for any business strategy. If you choose the wrong path, there will be a cost of missed opportunity and time and the actual resources it took to implement that strategy. So sometimes heading in the wrong direction can be one of the most costly things. So that's something to consider as well. And when you're planning the left side of the business model canvas, take a look at what are the important activities for you and what are the biggest costs. And then you can kind of match them up and see, hey, is it possible to remove one of the big costs and maybe switch up one of the important activities so that it's not there or it's cheaper. And that way you start to model things if you're doing it on a piece of paper, and it's easy to see, it's visualized, and it's easy to take out or adopt or change the key activities to be a little less expensive, and so everything's a little more efficient. So that's the value of the right business model planning.